We are going to talk about playing split safety defense. Okay. And we are going to talk about using the same two calls out of odd space and then even space, which I'm going to discuss, with different run fit mechanics, how you fit the run. And we're going to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of each of those methodologies and what you have to teach the players, what the task is to do it that way. Okay, so we're going to go through from the top to the bottom. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is run fit spacing. Some of you have heard about this before, some of you have not. Okay, as a precursor, none of what I say is new. Some of it I've decided to put my own language, right? Some of it I've altered, but none of this is new, right? It's why you do what you do and how you do it that matters. Okay, so first we're going to talk about conceptually 9-man spacing. Okay, otherwise known colloquially as max fits. Okay, and we're going to talk through that progression. We're going to talk about doing that to stop RPO and QB run, a traditional QB zone read option game. And we're going to talk about gap scheme as well. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about 8-man spacing. Okay, we're going to discuss what I like to call sling fits and playing what we like to call 2-back run game. We're going to go through that with the same call. Okay, finally, we're going to talk about 7-man spacing. 7-man spacing is being out-gapped or having to 2-gap in the run game. How do we do it with a combination of our run fits, and why do we do it? Questions so far? No? If you have, please ask, because this is going to start getting really fast. Okay, here we go. So let's talk 9-man spacing and split safety defense. Okay, I'm going to draw up and we're going to talk about 9-man spacing. And we're going to talk about the principles of playing max fits. We're going to talk about solo space. We're going to talk about playing 1-gap. Or we're going to talk about winding blocks. Okay? To give you a frame of reference of what I mean when I talk about 9-man run fit spacing. We're going to talk about mid-4. Mid-4, okay? I'm going to start in a 2-by-2 formation. Okay, a 2-by-2 formation. All right, in mid-4, we have 4 eyes, we have a nose, and we have overhangs in the defense. All right, so when we play mid-4 and we're playing 9-man spacing, all right, we're playing the same coverage concept. How do we play mid-4? Our corners have all of 1 unless they're shallow, and you call mess. Some of this you guys already know. All right. The safeties have 2 up and out. Okay. And then the overhangs in the defense, which in this situation are the star and the jack, have to be able to take 3 through to the flat. And we'll talk about what that looks like in a moment, okay? The will and the might will play off of the running back. One of them will be an insert rusher, what some people call daylight.
Sorry, Dante, but you said 3 through what I can't read your writing there.
Yeah, take 3 through to the flat.
To the flat.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Thanks.
Okay, and the other person will be relate to 3. Okay, or relate to 3. Now, what's important here is not necessarily the actual components of the coverage at the moment. It is talking about the overhangs in the defense. In all split field concepts, doesn't matter the run fit spacing, we have overhangs in the defense. We define overhangs as the people who don't have immediate verticals down the field. So the guys who have the verticals are the high safeties, right? The overhangs are non-vertical players. Okay? When we play 9-man run fit spacing, they're going to read the N9 line of scrimmage to the back, the N9 line of scrimmage to the back. When they get run, they're going to play the edge of the defense in the run fit. Okay? We're maxed out. So if I got, for example, inside zone, okay, the jack who's to the side of the quarterback, to the side of the back, would end up being the QB player. Okay, the Mike backer would end up being the bend back, and we're going to talk about how we play this fit next. He's going to end up fitting the C gap and being the bend back of the running back. Okay, the will backer will end up playing the A gap off of the nose, and the star will end up being the force or leverage defender, keeping his inside foot up, outside foot back as the edge of the defense. The safeties here and the corners are fitting off of their coverage. So if number 2 runs the bubble, I have 2 up and out, I take him man to man, right? If number 2 were to block the overhang, I'm going to play what we call stack force. So I'm going to stack the overhang and play the edge of the defense because my man blocked the overhang in the defense, right? Okay. Is everybody on the same page of how we play 9-man spacing in Mint 4 so far? Okay. So I'm talking back to front here. We're going to now get a little bit closer, right? We're going to zoom in. When you want to make it small, you write it big. So now we're talking about 9-man. We're talking about LB fits and DL play, okay? So we got 2 overhangs in the defense. The principles we use are we are gapped out. We are gapped out, or what I like to call solo space. There's 1 back, right? And really we have no gaps, okay? The reason there's a gap in the defense is because of who? The quarterback in the run game, okay? The quarterback in the run game. So in 2x2 style formations, we'll play 20-20 or 30-30 with our backers, okay? We'll play 20-20 or 30-30 with our backers, and we're going to read the center guard to the near back, to the back, right? So we get flow off the back, and I get zone flow to me. I know that we need to be A and C to the side of the back, okay? We need to be A to C to the side of the back. We have to determine who the running back is, the final running back, and who the final quarterback player is. The way I describe it is you're going to near foot off the flow of the back, okay? And you're going to play off or fall back off the quarterback, okay? the high element is the quarterback in this diagram. The low element, or the dive, is the running back. So as I see zone flow and I go to stack, I know I'm going to end up being the C gap player to the side of the quarterback. I know I'm going to be the A gap player off the nose, away from the quarterback, or to the side of the final back, the final A gap. Okay? The reason we teach it this way is we are back gapping the run game. Okay? We are back gapping the run game. The jack in our diagram in Mint 4 is the quarterback player in the run fit. He's the outside element. The star in our diagram, when he keyed run, played the C gap front side element. The rotation of the run fits are going away from the flow, so we say it's back gapping. We say it's back gapping. Okay? Why do we do it this way? We back gap our fits because we need to have somebody for the bend back of the running back and somebody for the quarterback. Okay? If we were to only do it off of the flow of the back and the offensive line, what would happen? I would play the A and I would play the C. We would have two people in the wrong space. Now he has to play the bend back and the quarterback, which we do at times, which we'll talk about next. Okay, when you play any type of 8-man spacing, you have to have a 2-for-1 player. Okay, but when we play 9-man spacing, we are able to handle all the gaps. Okay. Questions so far? No. Okay, cool. So with that in mind, I'm going to run the same concept. And now we're going to run what some people call bash dash, where the quarterback's the run element on inside zone, and the R, the running back's the outside element, right? Well, who is the quote unquote quarterback and who is the quote unquote dive in the run game? In this situation, the quarterback or the outside element is now the running back. So the will is playing what gap, right? If the zone flow is going to go this direction, it's going to go the other way. It's going to go like this. Right? Because he's going to read him or him. Okay. We flipped who the A and C gap players are. The jack is now the edge of the defense. The star is now the QB player. Okay. The will's the bend back. And the Mike's the A gap. Is everybody else ask a question? If you have a question, go ahead and ask. No? Okay.